Hi guys, I'm Grace.
And I'm Natalie.
And
this is Sunday Slipstream.
Alright, so we're hopping right back into it. We're going over everything that happened last race of the season. It was chaos, but
So
lots to review.
Lots to review. We're gonna get into like our speculations of like who has Secret Santa for who and like the gifts. Like I only know that Lando is getting a gift from George. And that Carlos got Franco for his. That's all I know, though.
And we both saw Lando gave a pillow or something to Joe.
To Joe. Like, it's his cat?
Yeah. I was like, that's so sweet. I don't know when that's dropping, but I know it's going to be post-season because there's going to be nothing else to talk about.
Of course not.
But I'm so excited.
It'll be fun. But we have to pick up on the gossip from last week.
Yeah.
Because we ended with George and Max, and we still have to jump into that.
Exactly. Oh, wait. Okay, yes. George and Max. I feel like obviously that's still going on because
Clearly.
we've gotten more drops since then. height of the season. Okay, Lando Norris wins. McLaren wins the championship. We'll wrap that up soon. We eat that up for them. But hopping right into Lando's post, since we're talking about the king, we have to discuss
King George, King Lando.
We have to discuss the Instagram post. I mean, I love the caption. I love that he's giving us the tea, the drama.
I love that everyone posted the same picture except for Esteban. But then Lando's caption was just the two you're thinking about were sat as far away from each other as possible.
Yes, like thank you for letting us know.
We know. We guessed that, but we needed the comment.
Exactly. And Max Verstappen commenting beef.
It's just a steak emoji.
I think they're just having fun with it because I think they're also kind of bored towards the end of the season.
I mean, Max already won the championship. There's nothing left for him to live for.
And I love George and I loved that he was standing up for himself, but I also think he's kind of a fun person to make fun of.
So
I think that's where they're at. They're kind of like it's probably when George Russell gets angry, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like
it gives like English schoolboy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
gets mad.
Yeah, so it's like you can't fully take him seriously.
I love that he's standing up to Max.
Exactly,
because no one else does.
Exactly,
and like the minute someone else does, they get so much hate because it's Max.
I think there needs to be some consistency across the board with like, okay, we are allowed to stand up to Max Verstappen. It doesn't mean we're like a hater against people who win or whatever. The man gets away with a lot, and sometimes it needs to be said.
It's not that we're just hating on him because he's the winner and someone else isn't. Like, it's literally like, don't be a jerk.
Exactly.
Like,
and
is
Max
that hard?
had a lot to tell us. He's pregnant now. That's all.
No, he's not.
Those are the memes. Everyone's like, how can he be driving like that while pregnant?
I mean, he's technically not. But no, like, I keep seeing DILF edits.
It's so bad.
For Max. It's so bad.
It's been 5 minutes. You guys have to calm down. It's actually so funny.
We're so excited about Daddy Max, DILF of the year, when Toto's right there.
The way they're already asking him, like, is your kid gonna be like an F1 or whatever? I'm like,
the child is not even born
not
yet.
even out of the womb. Let's calm down.
It's insane.
And even he was like, I think he made a statement like the kid can do whatever it wants.
Yeah.
Like, chill. But
it's so crazy. Like, but like, it's almost like reading a bad romance story where like it ends with a pregnancy trope at the end of the season.
Yes. Did you? And all the Hunger Games references.
Oh my God. If it weren't for the baby.
He really pulled that on George Russell.
Gosh.
Like, I think George was so close to having a spin. And that thing, but like, would it not be above Max Verstappen to have had that come out right when he needed the attention to be away from this fight? Because they could have come out with that announcement post-season. They could have come out with it. They could have kept it a secret because during the off-season, but I feel like, was it intentional to come out with it so that George would shut up?
But could it also have just been she was mad that people were saying she looked pregnant, so she was just like, okay, but I am, so let's just say it.
Right, you're right. Because
one, we really shouldn't be commenting on women's bodies.
Exactly, that as well.
Right. I mean, she was pregnant, so they weren't wrong.
Yeah. No, I hear that take too.
Like, there's a lot of reasons.
Over it. Yeah. I'm just saying, I wouldn't put it past the man.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Like,
let's redirect real quick.
Exactly.
Let's crash into this real quick. And
I feel like we should also talk about the fact that the memes are really hitting these past few weeks. Like, you guys are doing a good job.
It's insane.
One of my favorites with this trope was Toto Wolff jealous that girlfriend was able to lock him in an 18-year contract. I mean, they're not wrong.
They're not.
Moving right along from Happy Max, we have a very sad
Carlos. Poor man.
I can't even explain how I feel. Like, I'm not even really a Ferrari. Like, I am like a Ferrari fan, but I don't really care that much.
I'm a Carlos
Ferrari.
fan, not a Ferrari fan.
Exactly, that's where it is. And so, I guess I'll be having to cheer for Williams now, which kind of hurts a little bit. But just the sad pictures really got to me this weekend. The pictures, I mean, I guess I can't imagine how he's feeling.
I mean, it would be like, I explained it to someone the other day about how, like, when I left one of the jobs I was at for, like, 6 years, and I bawled my eyes out because I was leaving, even though, like, I was so ready to leave the team.
Sure.
I was still upset that I was leaving. I can only imagine, like, he didn't want to leave it, and it's so much worse.
Right. No, you're right. And that's where I'm at with the discourse. Okay, Lando's already getting hate again, because what else is new?
Shocker.
But he made a comment that I've been saying for the past few days, whereas it's like, why is Lewis getting, like, a hero's tour? Which, yes, 7-time world champion, hero, awesome king. But he chose
Hero's
to leave.
A strong word.
Yeah. We're not Lewis Hamilton lovers.
I'm a Lewis Hamilton hater, certified hater.
Just, like, I have really no feelings towards the man. It's just, like, I'm definitely not on his tour.
I hate him because his dog is vegan.
Yeah, that actually does really anger me.
Poor Roscoe.
Yeah.
Give that dog some meat.
Like, please, a dog should have... Okay, I'm not going to get into that. But...
I triggered you.
But I do feel like Carlos didn't choose to leave. Why was... Okay, again, I understand, 7-time world champion, but why was Lewis able to, like, park up beside the pole and the podium sitters on the tarmac, and why wasn't Carlos able to do that? Why wasn't Valtteri able to do that? He gave a lot to F1. He gave a lot to the sport. I don't know. I just feel like you can't pick and choose who you want to have, like, be the top of your goodbye tour, because everyone else, I feel like they weren't voluntarily leaving, not necessarily their team or their spot that they're at. I mean, why wasn't Valtteri allowed to park up there? Because he's actually leaving F1 and Joe, yeah. They're actually leaving, like, the sport, at least for now. I don't know. That, I mean, I know
it's not like they were only there for a season, like Colapinto.
Exactly.
Like, it's not even a whole season.
Exactly.
Like, I can understand, like, Colapinto not getting, like, a farewell tour. But, like, those two were both there for like, multiple years.
Exactly.
Like, Sauber's team is completely gone. And no one said anything. They're like, good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Don't let the door hit you on the way.
Right, exactly. You need a reference on your resume. Give you a reference on your resume.
Yes.
But nothing. Like, just, okay, good job this season.
Exactly.
Congratulations. Sorry the car sucked.
Lewis and, I guess, Lewis's fans were going on about how it wasn't enough of a goodbye. Which,
I'm sorry.
I don't know who's the determiner of that, but I felt like that was a lot.
And also, he's not leaving.
Exactly.
If he was retiring, sure.
Yes.
But he's not.
And it would be also another thing if it was a Carlos situation where they forced him to go out for another driver. Mm-hmm. He wanted to leave.
Yep.
And there's been tension for months. I know everybody's like buddy now because everyone's in their feels. He's leaving. Toto's hugging him, whatever. But
I don't understand why Lewis is getting special treatment.
Yeah.
When he's literally just getting what he wants anyway.
Yes, and he's just moving to another good team. It's
not
even a bad
about
team.
The car the whole season.
Exactly.
Like, fight me.
Exactly. And how is Lando now getting hate because he made the same comment I had of like he's literally not leaving the sport. Like,
yeah. And like Carlos isn't either, but it sucks what happened to him.
Exactly.
He's being pushed while Lewis is taking his spot.
Exactly. And he did it in a very, like, are people forgetting the fact that Lewis did it in a very, like, not usual or not
underhanded.
Yes. Like, he didn't tell Toto. Toto has been very public about saying he had to hear it from
Carlos Sainz, the older one.
Like,
the older one.
The older one. I love that for him. And so... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are people just forgetting these facts? It's not even like he did it in a great way.
No, he didn't. It was very much, Lewis is getting what he wants and he feels like he deserves more.
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah, and, like, I hear the argument, I'm gonna appease his fans of, like, yeah, he's gotten a great car for many years, and so I'm sure it's disappointing to not have a car that's performing well. But then I would argue back to you, I'm not in the George Russell fandom like some of us here, but
Shut up.
I would argue back to you, like, how can George Russell in the same car perform better? And then people will probably say, you know, they did alter the car to fit George, but to a degree, if you're a world champion driver, aren't you going to be able to get it up there anyway? I don't know. I mean, I know people are going to have a lot to say, but...
I mean, at the end of the day, they're on the same team, and complaining about your team and the work that they did when your teammate has the same team behind them and is doing better.
And I would argue, again, Carlos had a lot more to complain about this season, and you didn't hear anything from him. So,
True.
I don't know. I think it's just, it could have been handled better, and so... for people to now be all like, he's not getting the heroes gift, but he is. Like, I don't know what else they want.
I don't know.
Whatever. But yeah, very sad for Carlos. But apparently his postseason testing is going well. So cross our fingers, he'll be able to somehow work that ghost car up onto a podium.
Ghost car.
Yeah, literally. The
invisible boat Romeo.
Yeah.
The duct tape and paperclip car. Good lord.
Special.
But speaking of Abu Dhabi, like the events during it, we have to kind of like recap some of the stuff that happened during it. Like Perez out, lap 1.
I wish I could say that.
And he's just like, man, I'm sorry. And they like just pull in. He's like, okay, engine off. He pulled a Lance Stroll in the gravel pit.
Actually, so.
He pulled a Brazil gravel pit situation, and he's just like, okay, I'm done.
He's probably like, you know what? It's not worth going.
No, there were more crashes in this race than I expected there.
Yeah, there was more stuff going on 100%.
Like Valtteri and then K-Mag.
Yeah, like yes, I forgot about
completely
that.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
Lap 1 though.
It's crazy work.
Max into Oscar. And it's like, you can see that it wasn't intentional, but it seems like it could have been. Because of the relationship that Max has with Charles. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't expect him to like not want his boy to win.
Exactly. Everybody's a Ferrari fan. Max Verstappen.
Yes, probably. But like at the same time, like he and Lando aren't like not on good terms.
Exactly. I
mean,
so
like
say,
it's not like it definitely didn't look like it was on purpose, but like the memes where it's just like best. Max took Oscar out on purpose so that Ferrari would have a better chance.
Exactly.
Is so funny.
And I mean, I can't lie that the man did make the race actually interesting, because before that it would have just been kind of formality for Ferrari to still be driving in circles.
Qualifying was funny though too, because like the bollard out on the track and like Lewis running it. I was like, that was not good.
My favorite Toto. I was Toto on the radio being like, yeah, that was bad.
That was bad. Like, crazy. Yeah. I loved it, though. 10 out of 10. But no, like, there were so many things, like, Colapinto out early.
Poor I really wanted him to have a good fun.
I wanted him to have
at least that. And I really wanted freaking Valtteri to stay in the points.
I know.
That would have been chef's kiss, but it just was not his day as usual with Sauber. I feel so bad for him.
I mean, Joe getting their only points.
I know.
Season, which is so funny though, because like Carlos looks like if he gets points, I'll dress as a chili.
Yeah. So
and then he did it. It's so funny, so cute.
But
like, it's just, I can't believe that like there were so many people out.
Yeah.
And so many people who wrecked.
I know.
It doesn't seem like a track where that's going to happen as frequently.
Right. And no, I also agree. I don't think anyone really expected there to be much going on that race.
No.
Besides, it was kind of set that McLaren. Well, it was
McLaren
set
and
until
Ferrari.
They did shake it up then with Max shook it up for us. Of course, he thought we needed some drama.
Yeah,
but...
clearly.
Yeah,
he was just like, I wonder what Oscar will say about me if I hit him.
Oscar, calm as ever, move a world champion. I was like, yeah, Oscar. Yeah,
like the Oscar is just so unbothered.
I love him.
And I loved it.
No, like
it's
one
so
baseline
classic.
for that man. That man could probably just like have the most. I don't know why I'm thinking of an airplane, but I feel like he could drop like thousands of feet in the sky on an airplane and just still be like sipping a mimosa.
Like he gets invited to Air Max for the first time,
Yeah.
and Max doesn't show up on the plane. And he's like, huh, weird. And then it drops, and he's like, huh, weird.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Like, you know, his reaction would just be like, huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Move of a world champion.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Even like at the end when they were like both thanking their team because they won the constructors championship, you know, like, which was so sweet. Like the fact that both drivers for McLaren immediately, thank you to you guys. You guys did amazing.
Exactly.
Thank you for a great season. You guys deserve this. Like,
I don't understand where the McLaren / mostly Lando hates.
I don't get that either. But even like when they were saying that though, like Oscar was just like, yep. Thanks guys. You did great.
And you know that for like his mechanics and like that was probably like a
so
badge.
touching.
Yeah. Like a badge of honor.
King behavior.
Like wait, he said more than a sentence.
I know. And like I think like speaking of teammates though, like with Lewis and George though in this race, like just at the very last lap Lewis passed George. Like I feel like that was like just give him this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because for the last, 4 races, they've been racing each other instead of the other teams.
Yeah.
For no reason.
And George's comment when Chodo got on the radio, like, I don't have to say this, but, you know, race fair. And George was like, yeah, of course. Like, he was way too chill about that. Like, I think...
So chill.
I think he was kind of just like, you know what,
Like, we know that wasn't about the Max drama.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way.
He was like, you know what? This is not my fight. He's just still trying to fight with Max. He's like, as long as Max is behind me,
he's like,
do whatever you want.
This is not the beef that I have. Lewis doesn't even eat beef.
Yeah, George's just like, I can only fight one battle at a time.
Oh my gosh. But Lewis, I swear, just loves the drama.
I think so.
Because he's also the one who made the seating arrangement
at
the dinner.
Wait,
and George was just like, no, I'm not sitting there.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Which we only know because of Esteban.
Right. No, and my favorite part was like the announcers at the beginning of the race. They were going over the seating plan for the dinner. Like they were chatting up how they loved that there was actually drama. I was like, you know what? Thank you, George.
I can only imagine that, like, if they would have sat next to each other and had like a good meal, Lewis would have been like, I'm so proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. I made peace between these guys. But then when it didn't work out, he's just like, that tracks.
Yeah. Wait, now that I think about it, do you think Lewis prepares like a different plate than everyone else? I actually never thought.
I mean, they went to a restaurant, so they could order what they wanted.
Oh yeah, it was a restaurant because.
Though my favorite part is that Lewis organized it, but Bottas paid.
Yeah, it's actually such a Lewis move.
He's like, guys, I didn't eat any protein.
Yeah.
Like, why would I pay? You guys got entrees with meat. Those are more expensive than mine. Why would I pay?
Exactly.
And Bottas is just like,
I guess.
Fine.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm unemployed. I don't care.
Yeah, make the unemployed guy pay. As if he doesn't have a ton of money, but make the unemployed guy pay.
No, but,
so funny.
No, but wait, now that I think about it though, I feel like if anyone would make that move, it would be Lewis Hamilton being like, guys, out of the goodness of my heart, I'm organizing a dinner because I just want to be so thankful to you guys, yada yada.
Class of 24.
Yeah. So he hosts the dinner, and I feel like he gave like free speeches because he loves to hear himself up. And then
a toast to me for organizing this vegan dinner for everyone.
And then at the end, where like when people are like, so like who wants to get the bill? I feel like he's just like.
Gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
Blessings.
Thank you guys for showing up. I'll be right back.
Sorry,
and then he like ditches.
Rocco?
Hold on, Rocco's calling me. I forgot to give him his kale for dinner. That would be even worse though, where it's like he won't even say like, oh, I forgot to feed Rocco. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Rocco's assistant forgot to give him the right kind of kale. Yeah. I'll be right back.
No, three's like, I guess I'll.
It's just like, you know what? I'm not gonna get any points. I might as well get brownie points. Team points? No.
Team
brownie points?
Yes. That's so.
And then like at the end, when they were interviewing him, like they're like, have you like can you confirm that you paid? And he's just like, yeah. And they're like, how much? And he's just like, not that much.
Yeah, it's like 5K.
Like it's not that bad.
Which is actually not as bad as I thought it would be for everyone.
No, I mean, I didn't expect it to be cheap. Like, not like they're going to an Applebee's.
Right. But I thought it would be kind of more for, 20 people, but... Oh.
Not all of them showed up, though, because Aston Martin wasn't there.
You know,
Fernando was like, it's past my bedtime!
Lance was like, happiness? Others?
Lance was just like, no.
Yeah.
Imagine that Lewis forgot to invite them.
They are kind of forgot.
Lando is so old.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to think about.
Yeah.
And, like, Lance Stroll's dad was probably like, I'll pay for dinner.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he was like,
yeah.
I'm not even going.
No, yeah, you know Lance Stroll's dad not that generous. And Lance was, I'm trying to think of what Lance's response would be when he saw, like, that email. He probably would have been like,
He was probably in the WhatsApp group, and he's just like...
Yeah, you know he used that chat. That is so huge.
Like, Max is just like, they had to contact me directly because I will not be in the chat.
Yeah.
Like, meanwhile, like, George has, like, a serial killer, like, mystery board, like, with all the strings trying to figure out who to keep in and who to take out at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm
changing the emojis for everyone.
Yeah, he's like, actually, you're out.
King George.
George rules the world. You know,
we love George, honestly. Like, he's the type of driver where, like, he's so unproblematic that anytime he has drama, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what's happening?
Like the whole, like, he's a gentleman on camera, but not on the track. I'm like, dude, it's a sport.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, do you want him to be like, yes, sir, please pass me?
Exactly.
On
like,
the track?
Is that what you would do?
Like,
is that what you expect?
No, Max is just like, I'm just a jerk in front of everyone.
Exactly.
Like,
and he thinks that is what sets him up. That kind of, like, confused me. I'm like, actually, I don't think you get what that makes you look like. But I guess he doesn't care at this point. But
he knows who he is, and he's confident in that.
He and Christian can go be terriers together.
That was my favorite comment.
I love Toto.
Toto, like, he's a yapping terrier. He's always yapping about something. Like,
I love
so
that.
funny. And then, like, Christian Horner tried to be so, like, cheeky back. He's like, I'd rather be a terrier than a wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't. A wolf could eat you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, sir. Do you realize how small terriers are?
Christian's excuse, he was like talking around the plot. He was like, yeah, like, I've owned some terriers. They're like really scrappy and stuff. And
They're
I'm like,
scrappy.
Okay.
Sir, I think you missed the spelling on that word. It's yappy.
Yeah. Literally. It was so funny though. It was like, Toto's actually like so much taller than everyone. So he like does kind of live up to his name.
Tallest principal, tallest team.
Yeah. Let's talk about how Zach inherently reminded me today how American he was. And
oh my gosh, the USA style chant with the
he might as well have been holding an American flag for that podium.
I
love
so
that
funny.
for him.
I forget how American he is.
I did forget. And I was like, I knew it, but it was just like, and then I saw that like podium shake and I was like,
it's also like the same thing, like every time I hear Lance Stroll talk, I forget he's Canadian.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I'm so used to them having like thick accents that aren't American.
Together. Yeah.
Like I'm so used to hearing like non-American / Canadian accents. But like then you hear Zach or Lance and you're like,
wait, what's
like
happening?
I look like a dog turning its head to the side because I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you're like, wait.
Like, first of all, who gave you the right?
Exactly. It's actually so funny.
But Zach looks American when you look at him.
You're right.
So funny. He just looks like a dad.
Yeah, no, I think
he genuinely just
he
looks
literally
like a
is a neighborhood dad, and I eat that up.
You know, he's like manning the grill at every like cul-de-sac party. But Lando loves to stir the pot.
I love that.
He
stands on business though.
You know, he was watching George and Max and be like, finally, it's
not. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why it has been him for so long.
I don't either.
You know the comment Oscar made of like, that's the move for world champ? If Lando said that, the internet would be losing their mind.
I know. Like, they're so mad about him saying, why is Lewis getting fanfare when he's literally not going anywhere?
Exactly.
Like, okay, I get that.
He's going to an equally good team.
Perhaps
better. Yeah, exactly. It's like, whatever.
It's fine. I just don't understand why Lando gets so much hate because there's really, like, he's actually really humble.
Yeah.
And the fact that like Christian Horner has come out and made fun of him for being like weak-minded when he's so vocal about his mental health, like
it's actually astronomical how certain people can still have public platforms and other people can't, with like the differentiation in the comments made. But
yeah, I don't understand.
Whatever. Who am I to judge? I guess.
Like, you know that the minute that Max were to start talking about his mental health, Christian would be like dropped.
Yeah. I actually think opposite because I think Christian Horner is like eating his butt at every single opportunity. He'd be like, wait, okay, now I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon.
Maybe.
I don't know. Next, we're gonna talk about Charles' depression.
Charles. Good lord. I feel so bad for him at the same time as like not really caring.
Yeah, that's actually so weird.
Like,
that's actually so
like
weird.
I don't really care that he was sad about losing the constructors. But I do genuinely think it finally hit him that, like, this was a sad moment for Carlos.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
I think, like, I had a lot of empathy for Charles when he was, like, tearing up talking about, like, how they wish they would have won for Carlos.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that was nice and empathetic for him.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, but is he only really upset because they didn't win?
Right.
And then it's just, like, Carlos is a side
part. I was thinking that as well, and I think, I mean, why can't it be both?
Exactly.
I mean,
it can be both, yeah.
No, and I'm not saying that against you, but I think both of them have been pushing off the emotions down the road. Like, when they both were asked about it, they're like, you know what, we're just focused on the next race.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now there is no more race, and now maybe it did sink in for him, so that is sad. But at the same time, I was like, okay, Charles, like, it's kind of hard for me to feel bad for him anymore, because I feel like he pouts at every race if he's not in the top step. Like, he'll get P3, P2, and he'll be like moping around, which it's totally fair as a competitive person. I get it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, buddy, like
yeah, and I get, like, being disappointed, like, that's totally normal and completely acceptable. But my issue is that, like, what, a week or two ago, he was like, no, we're Mr. Nice Guy. Carlos can't take advantage of me. This isn't fair. I get screwed over every single time. And then at the end of the season, he's just like, oh man.
I forgot that was literally
poor
just like last
Carlos. This poor man.
Really?
Like, you know that if it wasn't the last race of the season and Carlos got P2, he would still be like, why did he beat me?
No, some of the commentators actually pointed that out. I forget which one it was, but it was one of the ones who was a racer and did have, like, it was had experienced firsthand the teammate dynamic, and like another commentator, again, I forget who it was. I don't know what broadcast.
I don't know any of their names.
I forget them. They go in and out. But the other one was like, yeah, it must be so sad for them. They're best friends. And then the other one was like, are they though? They're competitors. And it was like literally just last week they were yelling at each other. So it's like, you have those, and again, you can be both to a degree, but I think it's like change is weird for everybody.
It is weird, and you know, like they've spent 5 years together on this team,
exactly,
or whatever. Yeah, 5 years, right? Yeah,
4 or 5. Yeah,
they've spent so many years together on this team, and they've spent so much time together. Yeah, it would be really difficult to lose a teammate, and imagine if Charles was just crying because he has to work with Lewis next year. No. Like, imagine that's the problem. Exactly. Like, he's not even actually upset that Carlos is leaving. He's just worried about having to work with Lewis.
Yeah, he's like... No, because no more Mr. Nice Guy is going to be Uno reversed real hard for him next season, so... He
can't be nice next season because he's working with Lewis.
No, I'm saying, it's going to be reversed because Lewis is going to be that to him.
Exactly. And he's going to have to, learn that before they even start.
100%.
He's going to have to figure out how to stand up for himself a little bit more because, he had a good teammate for 5 years. The whole time he's been in F1, and he's had a good teammate.
Ferrari's not paying Lewis Hamilton, $500 million, and expecting to be able to get on the radio and being like, "Can you move over for Charles Leclerc?"
No,
that's not.
They're gonna fight each other more than they're gonna fight the other teams.
I think so too. And I think
it's gonna be really like Lewis and George dynamic at the end of the season again. Yeah, where they were racing each other more than they were racing the other teams. Yeah, and the whole time it's just gonna be Ferrari against Ferrari, and it's gonna be like, why do we even have this? Or Lewis is gonna race one time, and they're gonna be like, thank you for your service. We're bringing in the backup. Yeah.
Ferrari would never do that though because they're in way too deep now.
I don't know.
I think even if Lewis keeps proving that he's kind of old now, I think they're in too deep. Because they've chopped it up so much, they've kicked out a top driver. They have to make this work.
No, I'm just thinking about how he's like, I want to wear red at least once before I retire. And they're like, literally?
Is this a one and done deal?
They're like, literally?
Yeah, money means nothing, but I think their brand does. And I think the fact that they kicked out such a pinnacle in their brand, which was Carlos, they have to make this work, or else that would be such a PR nightmare. Yes.
Did you see that Carlos took one of his brands with him?
Oh yeah, I heard I just saw that actually right before this. I heard he was allowed to take the brand. So maybe Williams won't have pennies.
I know he took at least one.
I heard that he was able to take all of them over.
Was he?
I saw that
Major
article.
Sponsor moves.
Looking that up.
Santander.
Okay. That's a good one.
That's a good brand. That's gonna be at least some more money. They're gonna have high quality duct tape. Instead of dollar store duct tape, they're gonna have Walmart duct tape.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have to use the silver. They're gonna get to use the gold.
Yeah. It's actually so funny. No, I don't know. I hope it works out for them.
I genuinely think that Carlos, like, I love an underdog.
Yeah.
And he's not, but the team is.
Yeah.
And I genuinely feel like he could do really well.
And apparently I was talking to a F1 buff recently, and he was like, Williams used to be, like, a pinnacle team, I guess. And I haven't been in F1 that long, so I guess, if they do have that legacy. I haven't.
Shocker.
But if they have that legacy, I guess they could get back again, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, they could. I mean, it's not impossible for them, but, like, Alex has not been performing to the same level as, like, some of the other drivers, and Franco, poor man, DNF'd more than he raced.
Yeah. Okay, circling back to Charles' depression, it was just so funny that post-depression, the man has to film for a
Brad
movie.
Pitt.
The man gets everywhere. Let's talk about that a little bit, because that movie, I think, has paid for access more than they've paid for any research into what F1 actually is.
Their budget was literally, how do we get on the paddock?
Yeah. Their budget was Brad Pitt, glamour shots, and then paddock access.
Like, honestly, like, I just looking at their social media for this team that they've created, like, it's so uninformed.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, them, like, posting pictures on media days where they're in their suits,
Yeah.
which they're not allowed to do.
Yeah, you're just, like, walking around.
Like, I'm sorry, sir.
It doesn't make sense as well.
And, like, the Carlos selfie with it, and then they took it.
Yeah.
And they're like, he just had to get a selfie with us. Like,
that's crazy work.
Crazy.
And, like, I was saying this to you earlier, like, the concept of having a big movie, have a fake social media, it's not bad. I think it's a cool idea. I just think they executed it really badly.
If you're gonna do it, you need to do the research into it before you start posting.
Exactly.
They're taking it and, like, kind of flying with it, but not looking at other teams and how they post.
Yeah, exactly, that as well. And I think I've been reading comments and just discourse on it, and people were saying, I think it was made by the Top Gun people, so I think it's going to be similar, where the graphics, the stuff like that's going to be insane, beautiful, but then the plot is just, it's going to lose us.
I can't wait to see what they superimpose on top of the safety car.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to have a safety car hit Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
What are they going to put on top of it?
That guy who just flopped onto the pavement in Vegas.
Which wasn't even Brad Pitt. It's so funny. And, like, all the people who were like, we had to film a reaction, like, 7 times.
Yeah, wait, I saw that. They made
So
the crowd,
bad.
like, go. That's so funny. But no, let's envision Charles Leclerc, okay? Okay, first of all, getting off the real podium, it just kind of looked so, like, I feel like he was just, which, as he has a right to, he was disappointed, but I feel like he was just, like, so triggered that Zach was there and just, like, so happy. Mm-hmm. Like, every time I saw him looking at Zach, it was just like, what is that American doing over there? But he was already probably uncomfortable with that. And then he gets off the podium and is probably told, hey, actually, I want to know that conversation. It was just like, he's super depressed in the corner. He just gets done in the public eye, and they're like, so, actually, we're going to have to follow you.
My favorite part is that, like, they kept Charles in third
on
on their fictional podium.
On their fictional podium.
They put George as P2. George, who didn't even place on the podium in this race. And then both Brad Pitt and his coworker, his co-star, on the top.
That's funnier.
Coworker, because that's all they are. But, like, they put him on there too in first, but kept Charles and George in 2 and 3. Like, who wins in their movie?
No, but who knows? This is a theme though. Brad has been winning, like, on their fake podiums. Every time I see them, he's first. I'm like, it's not really realistic.
Unless you're Max Verstappen.
Oh,
I did see one where, like, he DNF'd. It's like the only realistic part of Brad Pitt being a driver.
That's actually so funny. But every podium I've seen, or at least the majority of them, he's always on the top step. I'm like, can we have a little bit of reality in this? Like, at least make him third or something.
I'm like, if you're gonna throw George and Charles in there, put George in third and at least make Charles feel a little bit better about having to be in your stupid movie by not reminding him that he got third for real.
Exactly. Like, I want to know how that's decided. Like, obviously there's a script, but, like, did they like pre-write into the script which real drivers placing they would get? Like,
I don't know.
Because, I mean, because it's coming out next April, do you think they maybe adjusted it to how actual real teams were doing this current year? I don't know.
I don't know. And, like, I'm still confused about why they did one with Brad Pitt on top and then the other guy on top in the same race.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing about the fact that his name's Sonny Perdue.
Sonny Perdue! Good lord! He got all his money from Purdue Pharma selling opioids.
Exactly. That's where that F1 money came in. We're
Good
like,
lord.
It's starting to make sense then.
It's starting to make sense.
No,
and my favorite part is they're like the oldest driver on the grid. I'm like, poor Fernando, he can't even have that. He don't even get that. I can't wait for this movie to be done.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're like, it's coming out in April.
I know.
And they're just now filming, like, him getting hurt. But
exactly.
How are they going to play that in the movie? Like, he gets hurt at Vegas, and then he has, like, 2 weeks off.
I'm actually confused.
He gets to, like, race in Abu Dhabi.
And okay, that shot, he didn't get hurt. He got bombled.
They're acting like he got slammed by a car. Like, bone breaking, slammed by a car. I'm wondering, like, can you imagine that, like, they use the safety car to film, but can you imagine they're like Max Verstappen?
Yeah.
Slammed into Brad Pitt. Like, that would
be
track.
more believable.
That would track.
You'd be like, you know what? I'm sick of filming for your stupid.
Imagine, like, in the Abu Dhabi scene, like, they take the spot where, like, he runs into Piastri and they, like, replace it with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, a recurring theme throughout the movie. Like, Max just constantly out for Sonny Perdue.
You know what I just thought, though? The Drive to Survive, we're going to probably have a whole episode on, like, Brad Pitt.
They're going to have too much for this season.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot. Like, what are they going to cut?
Because there have been so many press conferences where Brad Pitt and his fake crew were in the background, and I'm like, wait, that's probably going to have to be in Drive to Survive.
I can't. Honestly, I look at Brad Pitt and I'm like, thank you for being here, but can you leave?
Yeah, it's like actually what he...
I've never been a Brad Pitt girly, though.
He just wanted a season of Paddock Passes, and you know what? I would do it too for a show.
Imagine they don't even finish the movie.
Yeah, it's that way. Like, I wouldn't put it past him. And isn't it? It's coming out on like a Grand Prix weekend. So like, I think the movie.
I saw that. Yes.
The movie, at least with all of the marketing that's been out so far, it's proving that they're making this movie for non-F1 fans.
Yeah.
Because anyone who's into F1, first of all, they're not going to be able to watch it when it comes out. And second of all...
because they're going to skip a Grand Prix to watch...
Exactly.
Sonny Hayes or Sonny Perdue, whatever his name is.
I don't know. Actually, maybe it is Hayes.
I don't know.
I think it is Hayes.
Sonny Hayes or whatever his name is.
Perdue, I think, was the Pennsylvania Secretary of Agriculture.
That's so...
He was like a former... No, he's the... United States Secretary of Agriculture.
That's hilarious.
What is his name?
Hold on. Sonny Hayes.
Sonny Hayes. Where's the...
Damson Iris is his...
The way Lewis Hamilton is listed as a...
Love her.
Wait, but like, click see more. Are all the drivers in it, or did Lewis Hamilton just want a cameo? Wait.
Goodness gracious, why is that not surprising?
That means Lewis Hamilton has a speaking role. That's, he signed himself up for that. He was like, you know what?
You know he's going to be like...
I can't be overshadowed.
It's going to be Brad Pitt talking to Lewis Hamilton and being like, how do you do it,
yeah.
man? Like, they're going to be talking about him and he's going to be like, I don't know what to do next. Like, I'm the oldest driver on the grid. I don't know what to do. Like, what's our next step? And they're going to be like, I don't know. Talk to the guy who's won 7 times.
Wait, that so would be in the plot.
Like, and they're going to like have him talk to Lewis and he's just going to be like, man, it's okay. All you have to do is believe in yourself and be vegan. Do you have dogs?
Yeah.
Because your dogs also have to be vegan. Like Australian. Oh, no. But you know, he's going to be like, it's okay.
No,
like,
we're all going to have heard the speech. It's going to be his typical, you just have to thank everyone back at the factory. And...
The factory? You know that they're going to be like, talk to the guy who's won so many times.
That would so
you know it. And he's going to be like, you just gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah. You're getting Irish now.
What is happening? I'm so used to doing British accents.
You're
what
actually
happened?
Good. Lewis doesn't sound entirely British.
He's not super British.
But it doesn't sound.
It's very
not
mellow.
as much as George.
No,
And,
George is like very posh.
Yeah. And it doesn't really come after. But I also am wondering why they're so desperate on making this movie sound like they're going into war. Like, even the teaser was like, we gotta prepare this car for combat. And I'm like, combat?
Is the movie about Max?
Exactly. Actually, right on point for Max Verstappen.
Like, I genuinely just don't understand the whole plot.
No, and the most recent post they posted, the caption was like, "I'm so glad to have gone into arms with my brother in arms."
In arms.
Are you guys?
Is this a military movie?
Exactly.
Like, did you guys just take Top Gun?
Yeah, they took half the script from Top Gun and they just like apparently it's the same people, so they're probably like, how can you read?
They're like Tom Cruise too.
Yeah, they didn't have enough money for new writers because they
like,
spent all the money on like getting access
fast,
to Lewis
but
Hamilton.
not an airplane.
Exactly.
They're like, wait a minute.
That was their initial. That was the roundtable discussion.
That was the pitch.
And then
imagine Brad Pitt in an airplane war. They're like, they did that with Tom Cruise. Okay, imagine Brad Pitt in a really fast car, but he's old. I'm surprised that Fernando doesn't have a speaking part because he's probably like, this is my story.
And like he like loves himself in a glamour shot. I feel like, but Lewis loves it more. I feel
Lewis is
Lewis
aesthetically more pleasing.
I hear that. And Lewis, I feel like the second he heard that there was a movie, he got his team on that. They were like,
no doubt.
Sign me up now.
They're like, can you have them sponsor us?
And Oscar was like, how do I avoid
He's like, I actually didn't sign any media.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd actually be curious to see if he's in the movie, because I actually haven't seen him pulled.
I haven't seen him for anything.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't seen George pulled, though, until Abu Dhabi either, though.
I feel like I have seen him for something.
But I also tried to avoid it.
Yeah.
I've actively avoided it.
Yeah, everything I learn about this movie is against my will.
That's because they follow you. Their fake team account follows you on Instagram because you made one F1 edit like months ago, and they were like, done. She knows.
I gave them inspo for that.
She's got more than 5 followers, and she knows.
I still delivered.
Like, let's follow some
what
fans.
It called APX1 or something?
Honestly,
it doesn't even make sense.
Who knows?
Well, I guess it doesn't have to. Apparently, Brad Pitt did a garage tour with Sky Sports. And
hilarious.
Yeah, I kind of eat that up for you.
Moving on from the movie, because like thinking about like photo ops, they keep doing these photo ops for this movie, but like F1 has been like playing into like this class of 2024 photo opportunity, and they look like kindergarten photos.
They do. Every year when they do that, I'm like, this kind of looks like a kindergarten
Like, imagine
class
like the drivers were like, let's do it first with our dinner photos, so it's not as embarrassing.
Yeah. It is kind of cute in concept, like, you know, this is, but it's just so funny when you see them all.
Until you like, think about like people who didn't finish the season.
Yes, literally.
Like class of 2024, but Daniel Ricciardo's not there.
Yes,
Esteban's on a different team, so he's not in the photo for the last
that
Abu
doesn't
Dhabi
even
race.
Make sense. Like how is that? It wasn't really the class then. Like I don't get it.
Plus subs.
Yeah, plus
Danny Ricciardo was just like, I'm actually not coming.
Yeah. Thanks. They photoshopped Danny at his Buffalo Bills game, just like in the corner.
With the little helmet.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's like Kieran's theory. Oh yeah, the discourse around McLaren's final points.
Okay, like they can't control how many points they get.
Exactly.
But it's so funny because like that meme where like, Zach Brown doing like cult things just to get 666 points to beat Ferrari.
Exactly. I mean the memes this week were
iconic.
Too good.
Too good.
But poor SD Bestie.
SD Bestie.
As we're talking about goodbyes, like he deserved a better goodbye.
Yeah, talking about Lewis complaining that he didn't get a bigger goodbye. Esteban's just like, I didn't even get to finish my season.
Exactly.
The new Disney Prince Jack or whatever is getting to race instead.
Yes. And I genuinely don't know what could have happened there. I don't know how there wasn't conversations or contractual obligations and how they could have just been like, no, you can't race, and that was a surprise to him.
Mm-hmm. But, like, from what I've read, it seems like it was, like, Haas wanted him to test, but in order for him to do that, he had to end his contract with Alpine immediately. Like, he wasn't able to just wear whites and test. That's what I read on like, F1's website.
Sure.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he was prepared for it either.
No, but it sounds like the frustration / anger, I mean, I don't know his emotions, but it seemed like the negative energy he was pointing towards was Alpine. So I don't know what part they had in it that was negative, but...
Yeah. It's a little weird, because, like, Haas wanted him to test.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it makes sense.
Maybe Alpine was just like, well, this is our opportunity to test Jack.
You're right.
So bye, Esteban, you're leaving anyway.
That would make more sense.
And it's probably like
you
caught him off guard.
Yeah, because Carlos still got to, obviously, but Carlos still got to have his last race. Like, he was maybe expecting, I'm going to have my last race, then I'll do testing.
Yeah, and like Lewis got to have his last race.
Right. And it wasn't
K-Mag, Valtteri, like,
exactly.
They all got to have their last race. Joe, they all same.
It wasn't even worth it for them to put Jack in because he didn't even do, I mean, not that he was expected to do
Pierre
well,
Gasly
but...
did so well. Wait, do you think he got like no damage for the whole season?
He did.
Did he get it? We love
I think
him.
that's official. I haven't seen any, but I haven't been looking.
I need to see
everything.
it.
My whole feed is just the shooter, but
we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
No, like
That's
I'm curious if Pierre actually achieved his goal.
I think he did.
The whole thing, like with like having Jack like even race is kind of weird. Like,
yeah,
I'm curious about what he's gonna be like next season.
Me too.
But as of right now, I still kind of feel bad for Esteban because he didn't even get to finish the season. But neither did Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly have no care. If your contract is over, it's over.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, we all know it's a business, and, like, they don't really fully care about the drivers, you know, unless they're bringing in a certain amount of money. So, yeah, we get, like, I get it, but at the same time, it is sad.
It is sad. But, like, speaking of people not racing next season... What about Checo's rumors?
So I heard that they, like, allegedly a decision's coming out by Monday. Or, no, they don't know if they're going to release it Monday, but they're making a decision this week. That's what I saw. Helmut Marko said something about it. Yeah. But who knows? Because they've been saying this all year. We're making a decision on Checo's future. Checo's still here. We're making a decision on Checo's future. Checo's tweeting that he's still here. We're making a decision on Checo's future. Checo's tweeting. Anywhere. Exactly. So it's like, at this point, I'm like... And I think that's why it's feeding into the whole Max is retiring rumors, because why else would Checo be so confident that he's staying with such abysmal performance? Yeah. So it makes sense. He has
no good performance. He's out in lap 1 in the final race of the season. The gap points between every other team still doesn't total to the gap in points between Verstappen and Perez.
Yes. That's a crazy stat. Like, that is diabolical. And, like, I don't know. It's just Christian. We've said it in the last one, but Christian Horner has fired so many people for so much less. So I just don't know how he's still here. I'm curious about
why Checo's still here. Like, is it the sponsorship deals that he gets? Is it the Mexican fan base? Is it something?
But whatever.
It's so weird because, like, people are talking about, like, the Max retirement rumors, but then he's also like, maybe I'll just get enough penalty points and, like, sit out for a race so that I can have paternity leave, which clearly indicates he's gonna be there for next season.
Yeah, and I think the man is just so unbothered. I mean, he typically is, but, like, I don't think he cares.
But I also think it was funny that he joked at his own expense where he's like, maybe I'll just get more.
That's so him. He's so sassy. He's so, like, passive-aggressive.
But then there's, like, that rumor going around, like, maybe he would have retired if it weren't for this beef with George. Like, I have to stand on business now. Like, I was about to retire if it weren't for the baby. But then, like, the beef with George, he's just like, well, I can't leave now.
Exactly. Like, the man who held a private press conference outside because he got upset about that he couldn't swear. Like, that is the level of petty where he would have been like, you know what? No, I'm not leaving. Like, I would have left if it wasn't for what you've done. Like, he's that level of petty. But
I wouldn't put it past him if that was his choice. The only, like, rumors that I would believe at this point about Red Bull's future is that Checo won't be there forever.
I mean, I would hope, but...
Like, I can't imagine, like...
There's no reason why he should still be there now. Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine why Christian wants him there.
Exactly. Like, he's seen too much.
He's seen too much. Checo's like, I got dirt.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, there's a reason I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly.
It's like Real Housewives.
Real Housewives
Formula One.
Literally. The lead person is just like Fernando Alonso. Why do I feel like the peak Real Housewives people would be Aston Martin?
Honestly, it's because they give Karen energy.
Exactly. Lance just gives I fully sip mimosas after my Pilates class when I have not a care in the world. Yeah, like that's what he gives.
Like Lance gives this job is really stressful and I'm done.
Yeah.
Like,
but my daddy won't let me leave.
I really feel like the conversation was probably like, Dad, I want to drive an F1 car for just one time. I think it'd be super cool. And he's like, fine, I'll buy you a team, but if I do this, you can't quit.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
That's literally the energy I get from this whole dynamic.
Yes. And I wouldn't put it. Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. He looks miserable. Every single press conference. It's not even like he's soaking it up for the ego. Like he just. I never really see him speaking.
I haven't really either. I don't know anything.
The camera does not follow him because I think he hides from the camera. Like
he's a 10, but he's a daddy.
Yeah,
boy.
he's a 10. He just doesn't want to be there, and I'm like, at some point, I'm like, please let this boy out of his misery. Also, to a degree, what is the driver's program for Aston Martin? Like, is it just kind of there for decoration? Because none of them are really gonna come up.
Like the academy?
Yeah, that's what like, Lance isn't leaving. Fernando's not leaving.
They're waiting for Fernando to pass away
in
his car. They're waiting for him to go into the eternal rest. They're like, Fernando has reached his final pit stop. No more penalties for you, buddy.
Like, those kids are never getting in.
They're never getting in.
Neither of them are leaving.
Lance is gonna be like, I can't race today.
Yeah.
I'm sick. And then one of the academy kids is gonna be like, finally! I get a chance!
Exactly. It's a hot mess. But, yeah. Hopefully we get some more news in the off season of how Carlos is doing, because I want him to be doing
so far he's testing well.
Yeah, I'm hearing that he is, and you know what, if anyone can make that car move faster than a snail's pace, it's him. So
honestly, but I mean, we can't do like a fantasy podium at this because there's no race next time, but we could do like what do you think George is getting Lando for Secret Santa?
Stop. Yeah, let's just
and what do you think Carlos is gonna get Franco?
Something sweet, because
those are the only ones I know.
No, I didn't even know that. George is getting Lando, maybe like a game, because he's like always gaming. I don't know.
Like a video game?
Yeah, he's like.
I was thinking he was gonna get a meal subscription.
A what?
A meal subscription.
That's actually wait, that's funny. Yeah, he is chronically online, so he might know that. That's actually so funny. Yeah,
George is gonna get him like a HelloFresh.
Yeah. Here, you can cook now.
Blue Apron.
Yeah. That's actually so funny.
He's gonna get him like free grocery delivery for a year.
Yeah. Please stop eating expired food.
He's gonna give him a new microwave.
Yeah.
So he doesn't use the oven.
Wait. That's actually funny.
Oh,
and who was the other one?
I only know that Carlos got Franco.
Okay, I don't really know anything about that man, so...
It's gonna be something Spanish.
Yeah, they both speak Spanish, something traditional and sweet.
But they're from different countries.
Yeah, but they both like have that
Argentina
culture,
and Spain,
I guess.
you know, completely different cultures.
And different sides of the...
I mean, imagine Carlos gets Franco a Williams shirt with his name on it.
That's so funny. That would he would do something like that.
That would be so funny.
That would be good.
But, or a picture of Carlos wearing a Franco Colapinto Williams t-shirt.
That's cute.
On top of his Williams.
On top of his. Wait, that's funny.
Be so funny.
But it'd kind of be a slap in his face, like who got the full time seat. Not that anyone
should
be
it would literally be like,
Williams.
if it isn't you, at least it's me.
Exactly.
Like imagine like it says something in Spanish, but like you translate it, and it's just like they didn't know which Spanish-speaking guy actually got the seat.
Yeah.
They couldn't tell the difference.
It's so funny.
No, but like Carlos is such a sweet boy. Like,
yeah,
so he's just gonna get him like a signed album by Sade, and it's just gonna be just Smooth Operator.
Yeah.
And he's like, just so you remember me.
It's like 12 songs, but the whole discography is just Smooth Operator.
Smooth Operator. It's just a compilation of Carlos saying it.
Yeah.
Smooth Operator, Smooth Brain.
Smooth Operator, Smoother Brains. That's actually so funny.
Oh my goodness.
No, but there's more to come. We're excited about it.
I'm curious about the off season.
Yeah, I think things are gonna happen. Well, obviously.
I mean, we're gonna see the results of Secret Santa.
Yeah.
But my goal is to see George get Lando.
I know.
A meal subscription.
That's actually really good. I didn't think of that. But if he... I mean,
George, if you're watching,
yeah,
I have an idea for you. Lando, don't look.
Yeah, that's actually so funny.
No, I'm excited to see how the off season's gonna go. I'm curious to see how the testing is gonna go. I want to see how well Lewis and Charles start to interact, if at all. Like, imagine like they're both so like put off by each other. They don't interact until the season starts.
I mean, they live on opposite. Because I don't think Lewis lives in Monaco with them. I actually don't know.
Really, I don't know. I found out that he has a house in Colorado today, and I was like, ew.
Wait. That was actually perfect for him. Like, all his granola people were, like, there.
Yeah, they're like, we also have vegan dogs.
Yeah. Out in the slopes and all. No,
Gosh.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't think they have anything in common, but what do I know?
I don't know.
But they don't have to. Like, they
both wear really big pants.
Wait, that's they both do have baggy clothing choices.
They both love to wear really big pants.
That's actually true. Well, if they're not bonding, at least their stylists can bond. So.
True. They're gonna collaborate.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
but anyway, thanks for watching, listening, whatever.
We'll see you next week sometime.
Mm-hmm. But find us on all of our socials. We have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and then podcasts on Apple and Spotify. And then Grace has a really cool Instagram that does F1 edits, so you might be able to look her up.
Oh yeah, I do F1. Yeah, I've kind of stopped my F1 edits for now, but maybe I'll continue them just for you.
But share with your friends, and we hope to see you
next
soon.
week. Bye.